You're listening to another Woodshop podcast, the okayest podcast of its type. Your hosts are Daniel Dunlap of Daniel Dunlap Woodworks, Peter Kapar of Petrie's Workshop, and Braden Boakes of Littlebug Woodworking. You can find them as well as the podcast on your favorite social media channels.
Welcome to episode 271 of another Woodshop podcast, where this week we're joined by a maker that took his business and products to a whole other level. We all know this story. Guy works a desk job, needs a creative outlet, starts a woodworking hobby. A tale as old as time, but he didn't stop there. After he grew his hobby into a business, he began making content, plans, custom tools, accessories. He took it to the next level by taking one of his jigs all the way from prototype to a patented product. Help me welcome the man behind the mortise and tenon fastener system, Philip Miller of the Miller Made Workshop. Damn it, almost had it. Woo! What's up, bud?
Hey guys, I love
There are
the
levels.
He's got
Anyway,
such a unique story. Works desk job, starts woodworking.
That's right. I mean, like everyone's, I guess, Cinderella story, right?
Yeah, step
like,
3, profit.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get right now.
How'd you know about my glass shoe situation?
I don't know.
He
I
said
thought it was a
Cinderella
wooden
story.
shoe. Wooden shoe.
Oh,
Woodworking.
It's
I
a
know.
clog.
That's all
Thank you
right.
very much.
The
Well,
clog.
speaking of,
I thought you were talking about all the mice in your house.
he's got bears. But
I got
speaking of
bear
clogs
arms.
and comfortable shoes, Dan,
Our patrons,
there we go.
obviously.
Yeah.
We have a new one, FYI. One Mr. Kyle Choate or Chote
Shote.
or Chote.
Like Chopin.
Chotade.
Yeah.
I want to go with Choate because it makes me smile. Thank you for joining the Met Army, Kyle. We appreciate you. Speaking of the Met Army, you know, we have tiers, and in said tiers, we have a top tier, and those are the generals of the Met Army. And they are as follows. Wesley, not fancy Miller.
Oh,
Because last week he was Wesley Miller Esquire, or
just
the third, or something like that.
just plain Miller.
Yeah, just plain old, not fancy Wesley Miller.
These only.
Mike at DM Works, Jeremy Johnstone, Greg at G&M Design Co., Scott Crabtree from Crabtree Creative, Dominic from the Crafty Sloth, Sean Renshaw from Native Woodworking, Nick at NSM Woodcraft, Chris Lamoureux from Homefront Woodworks, Alex the Duffster Duffy of Duffy Woodcraft, Greg Bennett over at Windy Acres Works, Greg D'Ambrosio over at GTD Woodworks, Jamin? No, that's
son.
not correct. That would be Damon from BWG Woodworking, Jeremy Claybaugh from J. Claybaugh Woodworking. You can't hide in your G-Ruck forever, Braden. Is Alex Adams
I
from
knew
Type
it.
A Furniture. John
And I have
Herbolsheimer from Living Lath Woodworks. Sir Archduke Nick Vreeland the Seventh, DDS, NV Woodshop.
Isn't DDS dentist?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Jared LaPuma at LL Builds Woodworking, Tyler Booth from Temecula Yard Games, Henry Lutens from Manfreda Wood, Justin Frazier from Frazier Canyon Woodworks, Sarah with Rosie's Woodshop, El Jefe is Jeff over at Maker's Way, Victor from Whim Designs, Braden Boax, aka the LB Dubs, is Nick Brim Woodworking,
Of course.
obviously.
I was going to say, did I sign up for our Patreon?
That's
Thank you,
copyright
Braden.
infringement.
Appreciate it. Peter Kapar of Petrie's Workshop is obviously Max Reed.
The group chat.
Of Reed
I got
Design
the
Co.
reads. I won.
Did you though? Bill Burkle over at WTB Woodworking, crafted with machines. Love is Patrick Ginsel, Ed Mancini at Mancini Woodworking, Chris at Chris Will Make, Jimmy at Trash Panda Woodworking, Justin Bailey from Campfire Woodworks, and buckle up, this is a long one. Justin will get elder patron when I die, but even then, I have already changed my trust to make sure that my patron dues are paid. Is the one and only John Grubb from Grubb Will Make.
Grubb. Look at this guy.
We love the commitment.
Thank you to all of our patrons. If you want to help us out and be like one of these guys, you can go over to iloveawp.com. We won't even give out the long URL because it doesn't matter. Just go to iloveawp.com and you can get signed up over there on our Patreon. It's definitely at patreon.com/thewoodshop.
Definitely not a pyramid scheme. No.
Definitely not a pyramid scheme.
Listen, you have to pre-buy all of your episodes of the podcast, and then you find your own team of executive podcast salespeople, and then they sell, and then you make a cut of every podcast episode that they sell to their friends and family.
Yeah.
That's
It's
all.
totally legit. It's totally legit.
Yeah, it's totally legit. Like it's not a pyramid. It's not a pyramid. It's just an inverse
Yeah,
triangle.
speaking of embezzlement, Braden.
Speaking of embezzlement, talk about some things that could happen if you become a patron, Braden.
Well, let me tell you, if you start your own team of high quality executive podcast salespeople and join any of our patron levels at the paid level, you get automatically entered in to win one of our monthly giveaways. Technically, you could win all 12 because statistically that is there. We spin the wheel. But more
Hasn't
likely
happened yet, but it could.
It could happen. But
It could be you.
we are rounding out the year of Dan, where he has committed us, because we were not able to hit the mute button in time, to 12 months of giveaways. We've got one more month, which I'm here to tell you guys what we've got to give away.
Well, we
And
got 2 months, right?
Well, we have 1 month of regular classic giveaway classic, which we are going to be giving away. Buckle up. A Rockler portable drill guide valued at somewhere between $200 to $8,000.
It's in there somewhere.
Have you ever been like, hey, I really wish that I could use my drill press, but like on the side of my Chevy pickup truck, but the base is just in the way?
I'm listening.
With the Rockler portable drill guide, no longer will you be. This is not an advertisement for the portable drill guide. It is a really cool drill guide, but you sign up for any of our patron levels at the paid level, you will get more entries into the giveaway. The higher up you are, our VIP patrons get a whopping 4 entries.
Wow.
If you want to win the drill guide even more than that, or you don't like us, you can also go to arethechairs.included.com, which will take you to our St. Jude's giveaway. Nope, not St. Jude's giveaway. Our St. Jude's team page. And for every $5 that you donate to St. Jude's, we'll give you another entry. Because, heck, that childhood cancer stuff. So we're going to beat it $5 at a time.
Boom.
Just a heads up. You may want to start thinking about saving up some of your dollars, because next month, guys, do you know what next month is?
Next month is January. I can't wait.
Next month is December.
Right.
And we are putting together a 12 days of Christmas giveaway. Now, will we take 12 days to give it away? Probably not. But we will be doing another telethon level money shaming event where we get everybody to donate money to St. Jude's.
Except instead of 24 hours, it's 3 or 4 times for like an hour each.
Something like that. We're working out the details, but it is going to be entirely focused on St. Jude's, and we are getting hundreds of dollars of things to give away. There will be at least 12 separate items, possibly 47. Who knows? Buckets of stuff. So start saving your dollars.
I can print little mini buckets.
Actually, great idea. AWP buckets?
I don't have an AMS, so I'll just write AWP with a marker.
The problem is every month, like January through November, tiny buckets would have been perfect, but December is going to require full on 50-gallon buckets,
Okay. All right. We'll see what we can do.
not like above regulation size. So
Somebody want to tell him that 50 gallons is a barrel at that point, not a bucket.
I've heard it both
Semantics.
ways. Speaking of semantics, Pete,
Hola, me llamo Pedro. Hey, do you want to win a jet lathe? Wouldn't that be cool? The 1221, the one that I bought from Dan that I love so much that I refuse to sell it even though I don't use it. It's awesome. I will genuinely say it is awesome, but
It's
guess
a
what?
nice
You can
lathe.
win it. WTB Woodworking. So Bill over there is hooking it up every quarter he does a giveaway. This time he got a jet lathe. This thing is awesome. I can confirm it. I own
Benny
one.
and the jet.
And it's variable speed, which means it goes forward and back. For sanding, it is amazing. And you can win something awesome from WTB Woodworking every single quarter. So go check out his site. We just celebrated 1 year over there last month, October, end of October. And he's taking out space from a small store with all the essentials to now a bigger store with even more essentials. He's got big brands in there like Powermatic, Lamello, Festool. He's got the whole lineup, the whole wall of Festool, guys. And honestly, there's not a lot of stores around here in northern Jersey where I can check that stuff out. So short drive over there, just 2 hours, but I'm able to look at all the cool brands, including Jet, Powermatic, and some amazing maker brands such as Tailored Forest, Stated Woodco, and End of List. I'm kidding. Dan Dunlap's there as well, filling up a whole wall with his ZCIs.
The only store that carries Daniel Dunlap Woodworks ZCI.
Ooh, wait till Etsy hears about that.
any other
The
stores,
only
please,
physical store.
any other stores, please feel free to reply to our emails.
Yeah, there you go. We got it. He can probably fulfill that.
Eventually.
More CNCs. So make sure to go check out WTBwoodworking.com for all your woodworking needs, or check out the store in Huntingdon Valley, PA. And our other sponsor, the trusted, the old school Gorilla Glue. But this week, I do want to shout out a part of Gorilla Glue that a lot of woodworkers don't talk about. And that is the craft/maker section of accessories that they make, and glues and adhesives. Listen, we're always talking about the wood glues. We're always talking about the epoxies, the CA glues, but most of us at heart are makers, not just woodworkers. So we've used a lot of the...
I am also a seamstress.
Well, a seamstress. Well, Dan, boy, do I have the thing for you, Dan. I don't know why I'm giving it so much. They've got everything from fabric glue to what's called clear grip, which is the stuff you would use for patches to adhere to fabric or jackets. You know, when you were cool back in the day, you'd put a patch from their favorite band.
Patches O'Houlihan.
Yeah, Patches O'Houlihan. And of course, you know, the classic, the rubber cement that definitely does not smell nice at all. And of course, you know, when you need glue sticks, we've all used glue sticks since we were little. They supply that and a range of guns as well. Well, the glue guns that calm down people. But they've got everything from epoxies to wood glues to their new Ultimate line. And of course, everything down to the craft glues that we've been using since we were all little. Wee bit makers. So go check them out at Gorilla Tough, or go on Amazon or any other store. Use code AWP for the exact same amount. But, you know, think of us when you do it. So that is all for the ad reads. Guys, we have a guest this week. Philip Miller with 3 L's, you choose where they go, is here with us. Philip, thank you so much for joining us. Now, who the heck do you think you are?
Well,
Whoa.
hello.
Coming in hot.
I know, coming really hot. Well, I think I'm Philip Miller. I know I'm Philip Miller.
He doesn't seem confident.
There we go.
We sure?
Yeah, I was like, there's the,
Well,
there's the confidence.
a lot of people don't know this about me. Fun fact is I am an identical mirror image twin. So there are 2 of me out there.
That's why he was confused about me meeting him in Texas.
Yes.
Sense.
There's a chance you could meet my twin brother. His name's Nathaniel, though. He's the evil twin. We don't really talk about him.
Good goatee and everything.
Yeah.
One earring.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, I'm Philip Miller, and I'm super excited to be here. Thanks, guys, for inviting me to be a part of this podcast. And you guys are awesome. And I can't wait to talk to you guys and share my story.
Awesome. Well, so give us like the elevator pitch. How'd you get started? What are you about? Why should everyone definitely follow you?
Well, go back to what we were talking about in the pre-show, where you were talking about your humble beginnings on Etsy.
Also, while you're telling all this, maybe some specific data from your tax forms. Just
the street you grew up on, your mom's maiden name, all that stuff.
Pet's name.
Go.
Sure, no problem. We'll dive right on into it. So, my humble beginnings, I would say, I've always kind of been a maker at heart. I started building things when I was a kid. The first thing I ever really built that I felt like was really something solid was a kayak. I built a kayak when I was 16 out of strips of wood.
Okay, I quit.
Built it all by myself.
I'm out of here.
And that was the first project that I ever built. But that kind of I built that. I didn't really do anything later in life. I got married, and my wife and I moved to a small town in the central US, and we built a house. And I told my builder, because I was trying to save money because I'm cheap. Well, I didn't have money. It's not because I'm cheap. I just don't have any. And I was like, well, don't build any built-ins. Don't build a fireplace. Just put the hole for the gas fireplace.
Bare
don't build
bones,
pantries.
baby.
Don't even give me closets. I want nothing. Like, give me nothing. So my wife and I moved into our house, and we literally had just a bedroom. We had no closet. I mean, we had a hole. We had a room with 4 walls, but there was nothing to hang anything on. We had a pantry, but no shelves. We had a fireplace, but nothing around.
Just a hole.
Just a hole with the thing. So
I always dreamed of a home with a hole.
So my wife basically was like, I asked her, I said, what do you want me to build first? She's like, I didn't know you could build. I was like, well, yeah, I can build, but I'm gonna have to buy a table saw and several sheets of plywood.
That's how you get them.
She's like, what are you gonna do? How much is that gonna cost? I said, I'll spend $4,000, but I'll build an entire pantry, entire fireplace, a built-in, and an entire bedroom, master, walk-in closet.
Yeah, sweetheart. Think of all the money we're gonna save.
I'm gonna shop around.
Yeah. So she's like, okay. She's like, well, I want the pantry first, because obviously food is the most important thing.
Indeed.
So I built the pantry, and I was like, you know what? Like, that was pretty easy. And then she's like, well, here's a picture of a fireplace. She did a lot of Pinterest back in the day. I guess, I don't know if Pinterest is still a thing.
It's still a thing.
So
I'm huge over there.
A lot of AI slop, but it's still there.
Yeah. So Pinterest is there. And so I had penned a few things, and then she's like, can you build what's in this picture? I want that exact thing. And I was like, sure, I can build that. And I built it exactly. So I built the fireplace, and it had coriander marble around it. It had it's all shaker style, which is a type of furniture or type of cabinetry built in. It's very simplistic, very clean. It's kind of timeless. So I built the fireplace around that, built everything. And then I built in my first cabinets and shelves that I built in for around the fireplace. And I had taken a photo of it and put it on Pinterest. And I think I made a horrible YouTube video. At the time, I had just created a YouTube channel back in 2014, but I just posted something on 2015. I just uploaded it, a horrible edit, and it started getting traffic, and people were saying, hey, do you have plans for this? And I was like, plans? No. And then someone says, hey, is there any way I can't build this? Can you make it for me? I was like, no. So I was like, wait, there's an opportunity here. So I started just making digital plans and selling them at $20 a pop. And I started selling a lot of them. And I was like, wow, people are buying this. And then people were like, well, I don't have the tools. So I made a kit, and that has all the data. Basically, they just have to assemble it with, I give you all the pocket hole screws. I gave you the bit and everything, and people just started building this kit. And my YouTube video started getting like a couple hundred views. I was like, wow, this is amazing. And 1,000 views. And then it hit 100,000 views. And this is like over 2 years. And I thought this was incredible. So I was like, well, maybe I have something here. So I started just building things for my home. And I just started making my own plans. I have a background. My degree is in digital media. And so I have a background in video editing, motion graphics, 3D animation, things like that, which I don't even do in my real job. This job that I do now is a full-time second job, but it doesn't necessarily pay all the family bills. I'm in the tech industry. So they say if you do something at the computer all day, you should do something with your hands in your hobby, which is kind of like my motto that I live by. So when I'm not working at a computer desk, I'm building things with my hands. So that kind of just took off, and I started my Etsy, and that was the first marketplace, because at the time, 10 years ago, it was hard to get a website built out. And through the years, I built my own website and all of those different things, which I'm fully online now, but that's how it kind of got started. And the Etsy aspect of things. And I can go much deeper into where I'm at now, but just, if you want to react to that, that's a lot.
Well,
that's awesome.
So you obviously got the basic tools, right? You got the table saw, the miter saw, that stuff. What was your progression? Did you kind of go all in after that and just went on a shopping spree, or did you kind of start evolving the shop a little bit one by one?
Yeah, so that's really interesting, because people always ask, like, you must have amazing tools. You have to have thousands of dollars of tools. And to be honest, the first thing that I bought was a table saw and a miter saw. And the first miter saw I had was a really cheap, junky one. I invested in a really nice Bosch, like Glide, 12-inch blade. But really, I make everything with those two tools. You don't really need anything else. So everything that I make for my home, and then now that I make and sell online, I really just use those two tools. There are some exceptions, like specialty hand tools or certain things that you need. But if you have to go and build a shop, like, a lot of people think you have to invest in joiners and planers and all these other different things. And you can get away with a lot of things without those tools. And like, I would encourage anyone, if you want to just get started, buy a table saw should be the first thing. Like, that's the biggest investment you're going to make. Buy a table saw, because you can get cheap miter saws. That should be your second thing, but you don't need to go high end on a miter saw. But a table saw, that has been a game changer for me.
I feel attacked because I have a Capex.
Oh man, you're
just to be super clear. Hey, Bill, we did not clear this message. So no, the official stance of AWP is not you only need to. Yeah. I'm deeply offended by that, because Dan watched me fight buying a miter saw, and it took me like 5 years. I was doing some sketchy cuts with my table saw.
You were really? Because Dan's got some video proof of him doing it.
Yeah, but I have a nice miter saw.
Sketchy cuts.
Yeah, I saw those sketchy cuts.
Oh, no, you're talking about table saw cuts.
Yeah, not those. I was using a sled to cut 2x4s to length.
Oh,
because
my gosh.
Because I was like, you know what?
That's a long sled, bro.
I don't need a miter saw. Eat it. And it was at a certain point, it was, I was Dan level stubborn. I was like, well, I'm just not going to make my life easier just to prove everybody wrong.
Yeah.
So
that was me with the joiner for years, and then I was like, oh, I was stupid.
Do you remember, like, when we first started the podcast, I was like, jointers?
We don't need joiners.
I don't need a jointer. And then I got one, and I was like, oh.
This is Nebraska. You can't get recreational joiners here.
I want a joiner so bad. That's on my next list to get.
It's so nice to have. I tell you what.
I want one.
Oh my God.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. You only need, when you know why you need it, is why you should buy it. If you're just buying it because you think you need it, you're never going to use it. But now, because I've been doing this for so long, you know why a joiner is so valuable.
We were so excited to have you on here, and now you're just attacking us. I don't need to know why I want tools. I just want the tools.
I know. It sounds like an addiction.
He got a 3D printer before he got a joiner. Are you even a woodworker?
Oh, don't even get me started on the 3D printers. I'm all in that world too.
Well, yeah. So talk about the kind of more automated machines that you have now. Like, how did the progression go into that?
Yeah. So what happened is, my whole thing has always been about helping people solve problems. So like, with the kind of going back to the fireplace, it was like, I saw this need where there was a correlation and using YouTube as a platform and search, because I understand that world really well. And people were just I was helping people solve problems, and I was just giving them plans or just making their life easier to make their home better. And so I kind of saw this idea of, well, maybe I can grow my whole YouTube channel and my Instagram around this concept of just helping people via search. And so that's kind of what I've been doing for the past 10 years. And so I started building things for my home. I built all the built-ins. I built an entire like walk-in closet for my wife, like her dream closet. I mean, I built it for $1,000. I mean, this is before inflation.
Not bad.
But it's a $20,000.
So $2,500 today.
It's a $2.6 million. It's a $20,000 closet. Like, but I did it for literally for $1,000. And so it's just showing people like you can do things and make things look really nice, but you don't have to spend that type of money if you're willing to take this. So like my plans would help people do that. And I think as I started moving forward, I like the idea of furniture. Like I thought I wanted to be a furniture company. Like I wanted to build tables and end tables and side tables. And I realized that's a really tough market. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people, like, I don't have the capacity and the tools. Like I said, I just have two main tools. I'm not lucky like you guys to have a joiner. But I didn't want to get into the business of making tables, but I wanted to help people make high quality tables. So I was like, well, what type of tables do I see in the marketplace? Okay, there's farmhouse that comes and goes, or people are making these types of tables, but you don't see the clean, modern style of table. So I was like, well, what can I do to help solve that problem? So I was like, well, I think I can come up with a fastener and a jig that simplifies this for anyone who feels comfortable using a router and a screwdriver, really. So I decided to invent what I call the adjustable mortise jig and tenon fastener system. It's basically a jig that you index on the end of a corner. So like if you have a tabletop, you attach the jig to the corner of your table and you use a plunge router and you route out a very shallow mortise. It can be 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch. And then I have a special tenon, which is a steel plate that attaches to the table leg. And that table leg becomes the tenon that fits inside the mortise. And so that system allows anyone to basically index and attach it. And it's a seamless, clean look. I call it, like, a lot of people refer to it as like the Apple look. So if you go into an Apple store, you see those really cool, nice, clean white oak tables that are perfectly flush. It gets you that type of look, but you don't have to know joinery. You don't have to know any special way of attaching a table leg. So I just wanted to solve a business problem of like, how can I bring a very, very expensive design table that costs $4,000 to a consumer who wants just to build a table for their home? Maybe they're just using 2x4s or 2x5s and have that really high-end look for just $200 or, something like that. So that's what I did. And I was like, well, how do you start this process? So I went down the path of, researching, doing a lot of prototyping, R&D. It took me a year just to do some prototypes, sketches, and actually go into some manufacturing. And I early on, I told myself I wanted to make this in the United States, mainly because I didn't want to get it stolen. I didn't want the IP to get stolen by China, which happens all the time. You go to Amazon and it's like whack-a-mole. And a lot of people told me, just do it in the United States. It's going to cost you more, but you'll be protected. And there was a huge YouTuber that just did a huge thing about a grill. I don't know if you guys saw it recently, where he made it in the United States and he holds two grill things up. And he's like, why manufacturing in the United States is so difficult, and then why it's so easy to go overseas. And it was so fascinating because I resonated with that really well. And it's not political. None of this is like a political thing whatsoever, but like manufacturing else, we've lost the ability to make the tool to make the tool. So what I learned in making the jig and the fastener system that I had was it took most of my time was trying to find the companies in the United States that could actually execute what I wanted at the very base level, from raw materials to R&D and everything from the casing, which took probably the most amount of time to do. And then there was a whole side of the patent. And at the same time, like, my wife's like, you can't spend any money. I'm like, what do you mean I can't spend any money?
That's not how business works.
It's not how you make a profit.
Exactly.
Spend money to make money.
So I reached out to a couple law firms, and I told this one law firm, I said, is this patentable? They said yes. And I said, well, I have no money. And they're like, well, we really like you. We really think this is a great idea. We'll make a deal with you. If you write the patent and when you treat this like an educational class, we'll charge you a flat fee and then the US filing fees. And just to put things in perspective, it was like I was paying 10%, 20% of what would normally cost to file a patent, because I did most of the work. And it took me 6 months, and I had to do a ton of reading about patent law, about how to write the patent. And I have an illustration background, so I did all the patent illustrations, all of those different things. And then I handed it to the lawyer, and we would have a monthly call or bi-weekly call. And it was like a college course. They shredded me. I mean, they were brutal. And it was just like, nope, go back. And so, like, I just went back to the drawing board and just started over and refined. But like, that experience alone was worth every single penny that I paid the lawyers, because I learned so much about patents that I feel blessed because of it. Even though I shelled out a lot of money to them, I feel like I learned a lot.
That would have been a huge hit to my ego, like being told no that many times.
Dan would have
I was gonna say,
that's awful.
quit, even though there weren't their
Screw
boss.
this, I'm done.
Pete, what I'm learning is that we need to be charging Dan to rag on him.
Yeah.
What?
That's
No.
it, like,
Yes.
as a learning experience.
Yeah,
So
we're doing him a favor.
yeah,
I don't like this.
It's a college level course.
Exactly.
I'm nearly 50 years old. There's
Well-
no more college left in me.
Oof. Oh,
Oh.
you said that.
Haven't you seen The Intern with De Niro?
I
I
have not.
can't believe Dan is 5 decades old.
Almost.
He's a
Hey.
half a century old.
Almost.
He's
You're
five.
always learning. You
He's
learn
5
to die.
decades young.
Yes,
Right.
5 decades young. I like that.
I'll be
So-
47 next
Like,
month.
Dan just learned something today
What?
that's going to make him miserable for another year.
That
Oh,
it's
no.
5 weeks till Christmas.
No, the Grand Theft Auto got delayed again.
Oh, yeah, son of a
bitch.
I'm so mad.
See, Dan's always learning,
Yeah.
and he's
I'm
still
so
grumpy
mad.
about it.
Phil, I'm gonna jump back to
Yeah.
you mentioned the Apple table and how the jig actually works. Which, by the way, I think it's a really clean look when you are able, because when you look at woodworking, you're like, yeah, you just attach legs to a flat slab or whatever. Like, if
Yeah.
you're
Just
not
fold-
a woodworker,
you-
like
You
They just
fold in the
attach.
cheese. You
Yeah,
fold in
you
the
fold-
cheese.
Yeah, you fold in the cheese. Thank you for knowing that one. But here's the thing. It's not that simple. When you're a woodworker, then you're just like, well, there's wood movement. What about stretchers? What about, like the leg has to be beefy enough. How do you attach it? You can't just drill a hole through a piece of plywood on a corner into a post.
The hell you can't.
How
can't-
many Craig jigs do I need to make this
Exactly.
attach?
So
Right.
it
Right.
is a very classic or a classy look when it's all done. And you mentioned the Apple Store tables, right? And I happen to have worked there and did visuals and learned about the tables. Each one of those tables was, at the time, this is 10, 15 years ago, $10,000 to $25,000.
Yeah.
Each one of those tables, each store has like a minimum of 6, I think, plus the jeans bar, whatever. They're all done by one like family shop somewhere in the Midwest that does every
Let's find
Apple
'em.
store in the world.
I
Let's
was
find
literally
it.
just saying, Dan, we have a new job.
Yeah,
Let's find
like
'em.
they're, and
Whoa,
it's
whoa.
crazy. And because like, they look sleek, everything, and you go underneath, it's all it is just
They're-
plywood. But like good Baltic birch, like the classic
See, yeah.
pre-COVID stuff.
It's laminated.
Yeah, but it's so well done, and the veneers are actually so thick. But it's like crazy how much they charge for these things.
So Pete, you worked for Apple?
Yeah.
What year?
11 through 18?
1911.
No. 11 through 18.
I was at 2005. I was a genius.
Well, you were in the good days. I got hired at the end of the good days, and then I quit.
Here's the thing, though. I only worked for them for 9 months, and then I got a job in the
you went to Coop. You got the stipend for the food. Yeah, get out of here. I'm mad at you now.
I have my little Apple pen that I still have. I still have my Apple badge, which you're supposed to turn in. Oh, I didn't say that.
Steve Jobs is going to raise from the grave to come get you.
But I really hope you did their stock options.
Oh yeah, that's how I think we got this house.
I found the maker of the Apple tables.
Oh, you did?
It is Fetzer Architectural Woodwork in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Yeah.
So, and they are hiring.
Oh, damn.
Oh, but see, here's the thing, like that's out of reach for people, right? So like my problem is like, and like those things, those tables, and the modern ones that they have now, the leg goes all the way through the top. You can see the top. My leg, I think in the very beginning they were flush mounted. And the hardware that I designed is I didn't want people to see any hardware. It had to be invisible, hidden. And that's very, very hard to do in the woodworking industry. There's really no other way to do it. So like that was the business problem I was trying to solve how do you make a clean modern table, and how do you give this super high-end look to everyone? Because everyone wants the nice looking modern table, but no one has $15,000 to drop on it. I mean, we're not, so that was really my goal. I just really wanted to make it. I wanted to invent it. I wanted to pursue it. At the end of the day, it took 2 years for the patent to kind of process and go through. And I hate to say it, but I didn't get a patent on it. And the reason, the patent that I was going for was the hardest patent to go for, which was the utility patent and the process patent. So there's a whole story behind all of that. It would probably take longer this entire podcast to go through what happened in that whole crazy story with the U.S. Patent Office. My lawyers basically, just a real quick elevator thing is, when you do a patent, you have one opportunity to talk to the patent lawyer with the U.S., with your lawyers. And they say, hey, here's the things you need to fix. You need to correct these things, do these things, you're going to get the patent. So we're like, okay, you never get 100% of what you submit in a patent. And so we're like, okay, my lawyer, we fixed all these things, addressed all these things. And then the lawyer came back, the U.S. patent lawyer came back so hard and so like left field that my lawyer that I had worked with was like, I've never seen this in the 20 years of practicing law. What is going on?
What did you do? What did you do, Philip? Did you pee on his Cheerios?
I have a theory that I think I'd have to share in another podcast that goes even deeper into this. But I do have a theory. It has nothing to do with my jig and the claims that I was making. I think it has to do something more personal with how small the woodworking world is and the people that play in the woodworking world.
It was something done by your identical brother, Nathan.
Yes, my evil twin.
That son of a...
Except his plates were mirrored.
Yes. Yes. But here's the thing. Did
you get the patent then, or do you have to modify it?
So my lawyer basically said we can, because the patent law, the way it works is it's tiers of court. So if you have to get through the first guard, if you will, and they're the hardest. If they say no, you can appeal it to a higher court.
And we call him boss, the first boss.
Right. You have to go to the second boss. And so my lawyer said, hey, it's going to cost anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 to fight this. You can get anything you want if you have money. And I said, I And he said, honestly, it's worth to spend $10,000 to $15,000 in marketing because you got a great product than it is to fight it and doing it, because your chances of someone stealing it, it's, if you just want to have the check mark to say you got a patent, you have to have too big of an ego to do that. And it's not worth it. And he really hated to tell me that. He's like, just spend the money in marketing, sell the heck out of it, make money. No one's going to come after. You have the brand, you have the identity. The woodworking niche is very loyal. So like he advised, and I just didn't want to spend the money. And my wife was like, hell no. So I couldn't. Now I can get a design patent, but a design patent, like I've taught, one of my good friends is, she has the Morgan Square, Shannon. So I've talked to her a lot. And so she didn't get the patent that I was going for, but she has a design patent. And she actually told me the design patent's not as valuable as actually a trademark. So a trademark is actually more valuable than a patent. So for anyone who's interested in kind of going down the path, unless you really want to have a patent under your belt, it's how you're going to defend it. Like, would I even have the money to defend this if someone came up? I don't. Like, that's going to cost you tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars in lawyer fees. But a trademark, you can stop Etsy and Amazon and all those other companies, which is very interesting. So that's where I decided to kind of put my pursuit into marketing and going different avenues to get brand awareness and sell product and things like that.
So
now, because you're in the process or started the process for the patent, are you able to label them as patent pending?
The patent pending has kind of ended. I mean, I have inventory that has it on the mark. Those are exclusive now. I should charge more. No, it's only patent pending when it's under review, and my time for review has expired.
Got it. Okay. So
now, if I were to file a design patent, well, yeah, then it's patent pending.
Can you put like a different label on there? Like, I'm thinking about a patent.
Possibly
considering patent. Yeah.
Considering patent.
You could say trademarked.
So how does trademarking work?
So
I always thought that was just like a brand identifier type thing.
I'm Peter Kapar, TM.
Yeah.
But
right. So you have did you register it with the trademark office?
Oh, I registered that with these fists. Okay. All right.
So like if you paid to go get the process of you can TM anything. Like TM is like, that's legit. Anyone has TM, but it's the registered mark that you have to pay for. So when you go to the trademark office, that's the stamp that they're giving you. Say, this is a registered trademark. Anything that you make as a maker is trademarked. It's yours. You can put TM. And because I work my full-time job is in software and technical, and I work with a lot of legal things. I'm not giving legal advice, but trademark is you defend it yourself. You have to go after the people and say, well, I own this. Here's my trademark. I have it at first. It's the registered trademarks that you actually have to get registered. And those are the ones that like Amazon wants you to have and Etsy wants you to have. Or when you're building side tables, you need to have.
And
with images.
Did you do that with your tools, or are you stuck with the trademark?
I haven't gone down the registered trademark yet.
The trick is defending them. So you could be like legit trademarked, or you could be, hey, you may win in court, but you got eyes in the back of your head, level trademarked.
Right.
Yeah. So meet the boys, Trey and Mark.
So you could, like, I've trademarked my name, like Miller Hardware and Tools.
Yeah. Well, I've registered it, so.
Yeah. Well, I could fight you on that one, but because the trademark is before your register. But anyway, I digress. The problem is like, it's just like what you said. It's what trademarks and registered trademarks is up to you to defend it. So you have to have people going out there and squashing all the moles. No one's going to do that unless you have it. If you have it registered, then the companies have all the algorithms to help kill that in front of you. It's kind of like what YouTube does with your likeness. So because I'm on YouTube, they have this new thing now because of all the AI stuff. My face is registered as part of YouTube and they know it's me. They know when it's not me and they say, hey, is this a violation of your image of who you are and your brand and your identity? So like there are companies out there that are kind of on the forefront trying to do it. I think YouTube does a really good job in that. And that's like content type wise. But then I think there's platforms like Etsy, Amazon. Amazon does a horrible job because they just care about sales at the end of the day.
Your brother's going to have a really hard time starting a YouTube channel.
Man, Alex Adams is about to get hit with so many lawsuits. So if you trademark your face, are you legally required to get the TM like tattooed as like a neck tattoo or
that'd be like the teardrop? You have to get the R on you. Registered trademark. You can put the TM.
I can't get the R on me. I'm married. So
well, you're registered to yourself. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, so that's kind of like the whole story behind the jig. And like I'm really just trying to get the word out. And really, the hardest thing that I'm facing right now is scale. What I learned really quickly on is you can have a really good idea, and you can, if you ever go down the development process of building your own products or developing your own tools, you can prototype anything. That's easy. Scaling that to build hundreds of units is very, very hard to get the cost where you need to be, specifically if you're doing it in the United States. And I'm lucky enough, I live in the central US. I live in Illinois. So like I have pretty good manufacturers that are close by. There's some up in Chicago. There's some in the surrounding states. But it's very hard to find manufacturers that can scale with you at the price point to do small batch runs, because most of these companies want to do thousands of units because they're not making any money. Where you could go overseas, they don't care. At night, they're running it and they could do 50 runs and they'll undercut everybody because machines aren't running. So there's an issue that you're dealing with on a global scale, and every country deals with when you build your own product and you go to development. So yeah, it's a learning. It's been a whole really good experience. I think right now is I'm trying to put all my resources into search, and I'm going to be going down towards like Google ads. I'm working with another YouTuber. We're trying to do this together and figure out how to leverage Google and ads and SEO, which because of my tech background, I've built web apps and websites for many years, and now I've been in mobile space. So I'm very familiar with that and optimizing. So I'm trying to take all that knowledge to help promote my jig and get it out there, because a lot of people just don't know it exists. And really I have a solution to a lot of their problems.
Nice.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Dan, because I'm going to change the subject.
Oh, fantastic. Since you're going down the rabbit hole of marketing and doing all that stuff, how do you feel about the whole AI thing right now? Are you going to lean into that or?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. The whole AI world, I think I look at it from two ways, because I'm in the tech industry, but then I also look at it in the maker community and space that I'm at. And because I've been in the development world, like product development, a good example of this is I have, there's a lot of things that I want to build and get in front of my customers that would have taken me years of knowledge or a year to learn. Like I had this idea to build a website to help woodworkers optimize their cut lists. Like there's things out there like Cut List Optimizer. And I was like, and it's made by China, and it doesn't have all the features that I like, and they're just data mining your stuff. And I'm like, well, I'm a woodworker and I want to build something for woodworkers. So I prototyped and built a website. I mean, it wasn't great, but in 2 days, using AI and the software knowledge that I have, I built a cut list maker website in just 1 day. Now, it took me several weeks afterwards to refine that, but I have a working website now.
You have the bones.
I have the bones. So like for me now to solve a kind of goes back to my core themes of like what I do with Miller Made Workshop. It's just like, and Miller Hardware and Tools is like, I just want to help people. And the faster I can help people, the better it is. And I can move on to the next thing. So like with this, I made cutlistmaker.com, which basically takes a sheet of plywood or any dimensional lumber in it, and you can upload 3D models and it spits out and lays out what you need to do, cut on your plywood, and it can overlay different veneer colors, walnut, maple, oak, OSB, MDF. And give
That's
you
an
what
actual
that looks
website,
like.
folks. It's up and running.
Yeah. And
Cutlistmaker.com.
and it gives you the price of how much it costs per cut. So like if you pay $80 for a sheet of plywood, well, how much did those cuts cost? And are you using, $70 of the 80%, how much scrap is left over? So it helps you price that product for your customer. And I would have never made that possible without AI. Like it would have taken me years to learn how to write complex mathematical equations for packing algorithms and tons of things that I could dive really deep into my nerdy side about how that happened. But I feel like, yes, it's helped me a lot in the maker space.
That's cool to hear. I really enjoy when people figure out a way to use it instead of like, to be perfectly honest, shitting on it. I mean, it's not going to go away.
No,
it's not going to go away. So either learn how to use it or.
Well, I can still I can still rag on it, but I'm still going to use it.
Oh, absolutely.
I wasn't specifically talking about you, Petey.
Yeah, I know.
But yes, you.
We were talking about Pinterest earlier, you know, and like how your wife was like, I want you to make this. Now, if you go to Pinterest, when your wife goes, I want you to make this, and you just look at it and go, where the F is the joinery? How is that part of that? Like, because it's all AI generated. So it's like, there's no assembly forethought in there at all. It's just product. There's a drawer, but there's no side. So it's just a drawer that reminds me attached on one side.
It reminds me of this girl on TikTok that I follow. She has this whole this skit that she does. Like, I knew this was fake, but I bought it anyway. Have you seen this girl?
No.
She knows that like all these ads that she's getting are like AI images, and she knows the product's going to be fake just because it's an AI picture. And the products she gets, they're awful. They're awful. They look nothing like what they're supposed to. I need to send you guys the link.
It's a different side of the internet, Dan. Yeah. Is she clothed in this, or is this like
she's clothed? She's a nice person.
Oh,
good.
There's nothing sexual about this.
Right, Dan. I'm getting real, like, I read it for the articles vibes.
So I think going back to your AI thing, I think AI for me has helped me as a maker and a content creator faster to help my customers solve a problem. And YouTube is also helping out tremendously with integrating their Gemini and all of that into it as well, from the whole YouTube side of things. But there is a bad side. And I think the bad side is you get a lot of copycat people out there not being original and taking good ideas, but not iterating on them. But I think the world is going to be smart enough to know when you make, no, I'm talking about like, there's two sides of this. I want to be clear. Content creation, right? Because I do create content on YouTube, and that's really, really hard to do. Like, it takes a lot of my time. That's my main platform. And it really does stink when someone puts something out there that's AI generated that gets thousands and tens of thousands of views, and I make something really authentic that gets barely 1,000. But I think what's going to happen is I think people are going to get sick and tired, and they're going to go back towards authenticity.
I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I feel like human made is going to be like the new, like, it's handmade type of thing.
He's Canadian.
Yeah, I think I genuinely think that people are going to start paying more for or start respecting human-made content because I'm sorry, not just
It's
content,
going to
but like
become
products.
bespoke,
Yeah, it'll be the new
Yeah.
bespoke, you know,
artisanal.
exactly.
Well, some people,
Free
I mean,
range.
some people search out like the made in America products. Now it's going to be made in America with real hands.
Right.
Yeah. And I think there's definitely going to be more of a value going forward on any product like connected to a name. You know, like we're talking trademarks, registration, all that stuff, but just saying that it's Miller Made, it's Daniel Dunlap, it's Little Bug, you know, like that's going to have a lot more weight than just like a table on a website or something. There's a name, there's a face attached to it. You know, you go to the about section, you got the classic leaning back with arms crossed thing. Like, I am a real person.
But I think we have to understand how to use AI to be more efficient in what we do.
It's my favorite assistant.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest way that you can get value out of it. Also, you know, like we do this all the time. We'll think of something that we want to make, but we can't draw for shit. You know? So we just like describe it and it makes it. That doesn't mean we're not creative. We're using a tool. It's like describing
it. Makes a sketch of it so you can then make it the physical thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like describing it to an artist and then they send it back, you know, like on Fiverr or something, and they send it back to you like, yeah, we're taking a job away from an artist, but at the same time, we don't have a lot of cobblers out there anymore. Anyway. Yeah, that's
really
the thing.
Wasn't.
There's a reason there's not cobblers or whatever anymore, or like just horseshoe repair people. Yeah. Just there's less of need for that.
I think the economy, the global economy is going to definitely shift in what career paths people are going to go into. I think you're going to see a lot of the tech industry, instead of needing 10 people on a team, you'll need 5. Instead of, you know, needing X amount of people to do this, it'll shift. I think when the internet didn't exist, right? There were jobs, and when the internet came on, those jobs got eliminated. AI is moving much faster than the internet came online, but it's going to be just as integrated into our lives.
Yep.
And when those jobs disappear, other jobs arise. Yep. I mean, it's a balancing act that always happens.
Yep, exactly. But it's just like, go ahead.
Good. Well, I was going to say, like, you know, it's amazing to see which jobs are going away or are on the horizon of going away. Like, you know, for, I feel like decades now, we've been telling everyone, learn to code. Learn to code. That's the future. You need to code. And then suddenly in the last 5 years, that job is going to go away because
coders. Good thing I never learned how to code.
Yeah,
idiots.
like now it's being because the reality is the progression of coding for decades has been you should be able to describe, a layman person should be able to describe in detail something, and it should become reality and fully functional. Right now we're seeing the early stages, like use AI to build a website. I've played around with that as well. It's really cool, but it's not quite perfect, and it's still doing I forget the type of design where there's a type of design where it builds on itself. Yeah. And then there's a type of design where each time you do a prompt, it redoes the thinking. It doesn't build on itself. It kind of projects it.
And I think it's not going to replace software developers, but I think it's going to replace the entry level. But how do you get those people right out of college to learn the higher technical stuff to be the go-between between the front and the back end? I mean, now I'm getting into what I do in my real job.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead.
Sorry. So I think the other thing is too that you look at manufacturing. Manufacturing, we're always going to need to make things where you can't replace somebody who takes a steel fastener, right? Puts it into a machine, and there's a CNC CAD file that you have to understand the operations it takes to make this, right? Like, you're never going to replace this. AI will never replace this. The machine might get faster. The loading of the machine is going to get faster, but manufacturing in of itself isn't going to go away. But those skill sets in every country other than China is just, you don't have it. So how do I learn? Like I would love, and I love learning, and I would love to get into milling. I would love to buy a mini mill.
Joiner.
They're like, I'd love to get a joiner. I just love making things and solving problems. But that knowledge, the knowledge gap of, I'm talking not the informational gap, because that's AI, right? Like there's a huge database, but there's a difference between having a database of something and an engineer who understands how to make the part and why it's made that way is dying off, because there's no one learning that. And it's the blue collar type of job, really. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's very, in the maker space, yeah.
Yeah, I mean the
I've
hands-on jobs
seen-
like the makers and the woodworkers, the metal workers, the welders, like their jobs are safe. You know,
Right.
there might be some stuff replaced, but most of them are safe.
I've seen stuff talking about, you talk about how we may have the information, but we don't have the
Institute,
what's the
like
word I'm looking for?
the
The
it's the
ecosystem
skill set to pass down.
we
Yeah.
don't have that here to manufacture anymore. I was reading something a while back, and it was talking about how, like you said, a lot of manufacturing has shifted to China, because in China there's hundreds and thousands of people that have the experience and the knowledge
Yep.
to create literally the molds, to create
Yep.
the part, to create the product. Whereas the number of people with the required skill set and the knowledge to do that
There might
here
be two.
is like 2 to 5.
Yeah.
People that have that knowledge anymore. So
And they're only held in place because of government contracts, which, I mean, I come from, my father worked, so kind of talks about why I'm so driven in development, product development, engineering. Even though I'm not an engineer, I probably would have loved to be. My grandfather was a metallurgist back in the day.
Oh, I love alchemy.
he could cast spells.
Yeah, he made a lot of really cool things. He actually had a patent on the Saturn V rocket.
Ooh.
So Werner von Braun actually gave him a recommendation for his work, which, for those of you, was the German scientist who created modern rocketry and how we got to outer space.
That was
Believe it
so
or-
shocking.
believe it or
it
not-
broke Braden's camera.
Believe it or not, I knew that.
Yeah. So, and then he then was a metallurgist and invented some top secret stuff that I don't even really know about. And then my father worked for Lockheed Martin and worked on basically the nuclear launch system that comes out of submarines, the technology, how that does that, which is crazy and fascinating when
big
it's underwater.
spring.
Yeah, it's a big spring. It's like a cartoon. And then he worked on the Joint Strike Fighter, F-16 or F-35. But so like I have a whole aerospace background, and I think a lot of that stems, that passion of like curiosity and engineering and just wanting to make things, comes from like my grandfather and my father. And the woodworking and building and making things, wood is just it's a very easy material to get you into creation and making. Like, not all of us have the capacity to get a metal lathe or get a CNC mill, or, I mean, now those are getting cheaper. You can get lasers and actual wood CNC machines, but 5-axis.
They make them out of wood now?
Yeah. So, I mean, but like, it's kind of just, it blows your mind on, like, you think back, 30 years, 40 years, this stuff wasn't even available. So the knowledge of what we can achieve as makers and build and help problem solve is quite fascinating.
I think there's one thing that you are missing from that, but you're very close to it, is that not only that, but we as makers are what's going to influence the next generation, or whatever generation, or even the current generations, or generations that have passed that might be looking for something else to do.
Yeah, what about
Because-
the past generations? Can
Yeah,
we go back
like
in time?
Dan's generation, because us making hands-on content, maker content, getting people curious about stuff, showing them things that they might not know that they existed. Like, I didn't have Woodshop growing up. Like, so like I found that passion on my own. But like, if I had found that corner of the internet and been like, whoa, you can do that. in a small garage? What? This isn't like, because when I was younger, I just thought everything was made in factories. And I started meeting makers, like everyone on this call, that design, prototype something, and it's literally running out of like a garage or a basement, and they're growing businesses out of that. Not everything is always, I always thought it was always like a room full of people in business suits deciding how everything looks, packaging, whatever. Then you find out it's a dude in a garage, like doing everything from signage to HR to whatever, you know, like every part of the business. That's so inspiring to see, especially in this day and age of AI taking jobs and whatever, and people not being as creative. I think it's very important for all of us to keep showing our work.
Right. It's important. Well, I mean, it's important to remember that as a maker and as a content creator, you could be the reason that somebody discovers that they are ply curious. So,
okay, because the plywood.
Yeah,
I got it.
I'm sorry, you can't put it on the tee and not have me swing.
Or they could be 3D printing. I mean, think about how far that's come. And how rapid you can prototype something to actually functioning model. Like, I have a small A1 Mini. Like, I do have a bigger. I did a brand deal.
An A1 Major.
I wish I had more 3D capacity and things. There's so many things I want to make because I do have a whole 3D modeling background. I understand CAD and all of that as well. But I mean, like, I think my problem is I'm so excited about this time in our world history that we can you can really make anything you want for basically very low cost.
And if you can't, I got a guy, I know a guy.
Right. So, but I mean, the inspiration there for, I don't know. I'm hoping this next generation that comes up, because I have a 13-year-old son and a daughter that's 11 and a 7-year-old. And you think about them, are they going to be just as excited about having this access to tools and knowledge as I am, or is it just going to be so, I can more consumer? I don't know.
My kids will not be as excited as me. I already know this. It saddens me.
Which is shocking because you're really not that excitable.
I'm very excitable.
What are you talking about?
You just haven't seen the right area that I'm excitable about.
So are your kids into, like, what do they think? I'm very curious.
My kids? If it doesn't have to do with video games or Taylor Swift, they don't care.
Yeah, but like John plays Minecraft, which I'm realizing because Gabby has gotten like super into Minecraft, and also unrelated to like making. Sutton brought over a Nintendo Switch, and Gabby is obsessed with Super Smash Brothers.
She can't stop staring.
Stop that. But watching her build stuff on Minecraft, like these kids in some of these games and in some of these computer programs, they are creating, and there is a certain level of complexity to what they are creating.
That's true.
It's just in a different medium, and it's just like our parents when we started listening to rock and roll and what's that noise pollution and stuff like that. It's just a different medium than what we consider to be worth learning about, but that's just because we're old and we don't like to change. So
we're not old. Our backs just hurt.
Yeah, my knees just tell me when it's going to rain.
I know it's a very curious thing because like my son's interested in like what I'm doing, but I don't know if they have he's like, I want to make videos, Dad. I was like, okay, well, here's what you need to learn about editing and framing and video.
Yeah, see,
I don't want to.
My kids want to make videos too, but only because they watch videos and they think, being a YouTuber would be fun and cool.
I mean, honestly,
they don't understand the ins and outs of being a YouTuber and all the little behind the scene things you got to do.
Just if they ever want to be like make content, just open up DaVinci Resolve in front of them and go ahead, figure it out.
Dad, that's funny. The number one thing I think kids, I read this an article, I think the number one thing kids want to be is an influencer, like a TikTok or Instagram or YouTuber. And I'm like, I've been on YouTube for 10 years. Unless you hit it lucky, like some of the woodworkers out there, Drew, but I've been on this platform
Love you, Drew.
for 10 years. And I only have at 45,000 subscribers. But mine's only
weird flex,
46.1 thousand.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, I'm search, so my audience is different than like the gamut of what you can do on that platform is so vast. You can't really look. You just kind of just like, I'm doing it because I love it, not because I want to make money from it. I don't do this because I want to make money. I would be, if I want to make money, I should just go work at Home Depot or Lowe's.
Right.
I would make more money. I would do so much better than doing this. But I love doing this. I love helping people. I love solving problems. I like hanging out with guys like you and meeting other makers. And, it's just, I really wonder what this generation is going to do when they look at things, and are they going to appreciate what it takes for something to be made? Do they know where their food comes from? Do they know how that furniture was made? Do they know, that houses, you can do a lot of things yourself? Or is there going to be fear there? Is there going to be confidence? All those things.
These kids don't even know how to rebuild a carburetor. Okay, Grandpa, they're all fuel injected, but okay.
Also, Grandpa can't even open a PDF, so I don't want to hear it.
Right?
I don't know what a JPEG is. I just want a picture of a hot dog.
I just want a picture of a gosh dang hot dog.
Love that. Well, I guess, should we jump into questions, or
we do stuff.
Let's do questions.
Yeah. Well, actually, let's do a quick little. I would love a quick little "What's on a bench" just to hear what Philip is. Dan, get ready. Get ready. Ready. Ready.
What's on my bench?
That's Dan's voice, sang by
Like
Cardi
an
B.
angel. It's like an angel.
So, Philip, you got anything on a bench right now that you're working on?
What do I have? Yes, right.
Looks
now,
around the shop.
I'm looking right behind me. Yes, what I have is I'm trying to stock up for the holiday inventory for Lego minifigure shelves.
Ooh, you mean block person?
Yeah.
Yes,
Shelves.
block person.
That's a trademark, patented, copyrighted
Yes.
product.
They come after you for that one.
Yes. Yes. Figures. That's what I have on the bench right now.
I too sell block person themed items.
Vague. Unsuable.
Salutations, fellow block person.
Greeting, human.
Plastic figures.
Speaking of, I should probably make a few of those for the upcoming craft fair.
I think it would. Yeah. I mean, honestly,
Dan,
use the top that you're going to put on Nick's tables. Just use those.
I don't.
Just
It's not my
hog
turn
out
to
all
talk
the
yet.
figure
This is-
out of them.
Dan, we literally just talked about not making anything but whiskey smokers. And here you are making block people head
Variety.
stuff.
But you made a bunch of whiskey smokers. I feel like I need to fill in the cracks. You're welcome.
Please don't talk about my cracks on the podcast.
So, Dan, what are you working on?
Okay, so let's take a time travel trip to last week when I said
Tables are almost done.
3 more hours and I'll be done with Nick's tables. So
And
that was wrong.
And a lie detector test says that was a lie.
I underestimated how much sanding it was going to take to shape these tables. Okay. So the tables he showed me, and I'm going to try to describe this to you all because this is a audio podcast.
Paint us a word picture.
I'm going to try. The tables Nick showed me have a very natural looking curve to them. It's got a really heavy roundover, but the roundover looks, it doesn't look like it was machined. You know what I mean? It's got a nice natural roundover look to it. So it really has like a hand hewn vibe. So that's kind of what I'm going for. So Philip, if you don't know, you probably don't know because why would you follow me? Our buddy Nick Brim, who's also a woodworker, but he doesn't do it full time. He asked me to make him some side tables and he showed me the inspiration and asked me if I could change the dimensions. And I'm like, yeah, I can do that. That was 8 months ago.
Oh my gosh.
It's been, well, in my defense, Nick said, no rush. So
I think we started them roughly around the time that we started the built-ins.
Yeah. So I'm no rushing it. But anyways, they're almost done. So I'm to the point where I'm putting on the heavy roundovers. And I started doing the roundover. I started off with a giant roundover bit, like a 1-inch roundover bit. And that was a mistake because that created more sanding than I should have had to do. So I stepped my way up to like a 1-inch roundover bit. So I started with like a
full 1-inch round from the gate
3/8 to a half to 3/4 to an inch. So that was a pain in the ass. And then I started using my Surf Prep sander with the foam pad. It actually came in super clutch because of the heavy roundovers and the curves and everything. Yeah. Long story short, it's a lot more work than I anticipated. So I'm still sanding the tables. As a matter of fact, I've only gotten one table sanded. The other one's still on the ground.
You know, it's funny when you were complaining about that earlier. I'm like, how's that a lot of sanding for Dan? And then I realized a lot of what you do is flat stock.
Mm-hmm.
The C tables, the ZCIs,
Everything's flat.
Everything's flat. And I'm like, oh, he doesn't live in that hell. Like, I feel like everything I do, and I have to be like, flat stock is nothing to me. Everything important is like curves and crazy weird stuff, whatever. By the way, I put roundovers on some of my cutting boards. I regret it because I had to do the Merca zippity zap where I go back and forth with it.
This is where the foam pad on the 3x4 Surf
like,
Prep sander comes in clutch, man.
Oh,
for certain things, yeah.
Busting.
Yeah, and I do use it quite a bit, but I'm like, oh, Dan doesn't live in curved hell. He lives in flat stock hell. And it's a different type of hell. Because I was like, that didn't seem like it was a difficult job to sand. I would be there with the Merca, just like doing the curves. Just
as I was trying to say, they're 10 by 20 by 24 high. I mean, it's not
okay.
Not centimeters. They're little side tables. And if you go to my Instagram page, it'll be the first post. So you can see all the curves and stuff. And the way
I gotta call you out too.
The way the legs are attached is pretty unique and everything.
Yeah, but the legs are very easy to sand. All you do is wrap it around with sandpaper with your hand.
Yeah.
No, I ain't doing that. No.
Yeah.
Nope. I ain't doing that to Nick's tables. I would have hoped that he wouldn't do it to mine.
4 times per table.
Wow.
But as I was trying to say in the pre-show, I cut everything to the exact size and then I glued it together, and it's all pretty seamless. But there was some chip out from the bit when it was cutting out on some of the seams. So I've got to fade those together to make it look seamless, and there's a lot of shaping going on. So more work than I anticipated.
But they're almost done. Literally hours away.
Hours.
Almost done.
I'm going to say 3 hours. 3 hours away from being done.
I'm looking at it, and it doesn't look. I mean, yeah.
It doesn't look like a lot of work, right? Just you can do 2 legs at a time, and then switch.
Stop doing that.
Technically, if he were to line up both tables,
I would show you
the angles right. He could actually do,
if you do leg
2
to
at a
leg
time.
tables. You can go
tip to tip
across both legs.
Yeah.
If I showed you the rough state to where I'm trying to get, you'd be like, "Oh, I get it." But I don't want Nick to see all the flaws, so I'm trying to hide all the flaws from
the ones you keep pointing out and telling us in detail about. On this podcast.
Yeah, you know he's going to find the flaws when he gets them into his house, and he'd be like, "Look at that!
I can't believe I waited 8 months for this garbage."
They gotta be Brim house ready and not Etsy ready.
Oh, that money is gone. That money immediately went missing.
Immediately went to mac and cheese and soda.
It was distributed amongst 18 different offshore accounts.
Is that what you call Menard stores?
Yes, those are my offshore accounts. These are my ladies.
These are my ladies.
That's pretty much it. My life is but a hurricane of ZCIs and other end tables as well.
That's good. Business is good then.
Business is good.
Yep.
Business is businessing. And Braden and I have another craft show coming up this weekend at a different high school. We actually did pretty good last week. We sold quite a bit of smokers.
Oh,
how many smokers did we do?
Forgot about that.
We sell like 30 or 40 of those things.
We did like 40 to 50.
Yeah.
If you don't know what the number is that you start with, you can't truly know the number that you end with.
And at $10 a pop, that's great.
That's how I originally found you, was the smokers.
Yeah. It's just the Hamilton Dilbeck design, perfectly honest.
We technically have an original design that everybody asks because the signage says you can get one of these two options, but I never take the time to make my design. It's a 2-piece design that has a lid on it and magnets.
Okay.
And it's great for branding because the top is entirely flat and there's nothing on it and it's round. And big, and I'm never mind.
And I'm throwing a jig. I just can't help myself.
Stop.
But
demonetized.
But I literally never make any of them, and so there's always every single person is, oh, what is the 2-piece design? Is that where it comes with the chips? And we're like, no, we just sold out today.
We sold out. It's 9 a.m.
We sold out yesterday. We sold out last year, and we haven't tried since.
Wow.
That's it.
Braden?
I was gonna say, yeah, I don't actually remember it getting handed. Dan was talking. But anyway.
Yeah, continue.
I have whiskey smokers on my bench because I'm making a bunch of whiskey smokers, and I'm finishing up. Unlike Dan, who seems to take when we talk about, hey, we're not going to do cutting boards anymore, or we're not going to do anything but whiskey smokers.
No. I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but when you say we're only going to do smokers, I just go, okay.
That's true.
I've never really agreed because you can't take my creative outlet from me. Damn it. I like making cutting boards.
I don't really care. Okay, nope, that's not the way I want to phrase that.
Okay, here we go.
You heard it here first.
This is where we break up.
He doesn't care.
No, I don't really care either way. We just always sell way more whiskey smokers.
That
and
we
spend
do.
all of
I
our
agree.
time in front of our demo table with me ringing them out and you doing the demos, which
speaking of, we need to stop saying, and you can get free design, because we had to laser every thinking.
You specifically need to stop selling the way that you sell.
But here's the thing. It's sold. It is November. It is Cutting Board Awareness Month. You should do cutting boards.
It is CBAM. But here's the thing. We never sell all of the cutting boards we bring, and so our tote just gets heavier each time. And let me tell you,
we sold a good amount last week, though.
Not enough. I carried that tote.
Buying them from customers? Why is your tote getting heavier?
The Thanksgiving turkey. That's what they need it for. You're going to be carving a turkey.
Yeah, I'm going to build one giant one because that one dude wanted a really big board.
Oh yeah, we sold. So that was a fun part. It was like the end of the show, and a guy walks up and he's like, "Is this the biggest board you've got?" And we were like, "Well, we do custom sizes." Hold on. And I dig around in the bottom of the crate, and I have a walnut butcher block, like the last of 5 that I had 3 years ago. And this one's basically just become the solid base for this crate. It was structural at that point. Pulled it out. I'm like, what do you think about this size, sir? Thunk. And it crushed a Honda Civic. And he's like, that is perfect. How much? I'm like, I don't give a shit. Just, I'm not carrying this thing anymore. $100.
Why?
Done. Let's get this done before my wife walks over, which is ironically almost exactly the same as the last one of those that we sold. The guy, I think, bought it to spite his girlfriend.
What's the average cutting board price?
What's the most artisan
cutting board price at these things?
I'm going to get roasted for telling people how much I sell my cutting boards for, but I don't care.
Nothing.
Like $50. Like,
yeah,
I'm not going.
On the size though.
We dance around the $50 price point, up or down, for the most part. Most of it is because, like Dan said, we are making most of our cutting boards out of scraps. Like it is our creative outlet.
If I'm selling them on Etsy, they're quite a bit more expensive, but at craft shows, I'm just trying to push them out.
Yeah, we want whatever $20 to $40 worth of cash they've got in their hands. We want it to be in our hands. So that's how we do it.
Gotcha.
It's like our Costco hot dog. Our cutting boards are our Costco hot dogs.
It gets them to the smokers.
That's right.
Really
It gets them to the smokers, which is where the real money is.
It really is.
Although I am pissed.
Oh,
I undersold. So this is the yin and yang of Dan and Braden. I always want to price things at like
here it goes.
Retail and Etsy pricing. And Dan's always trying to sell the stuff so that it leaves, which is, in his defense, that's exactly what we should be doing.
And in my defense, again, you said you price them, you're better at getting stuff to move. So I was
which is exactly why I do it. The problem is sometimes you make it move too fast, and I'm not ready for that speed. But I have these inlay cutting boards because I've made inlays my entire personality lately. And Pete, you've seen this one. You know the B board, the white oak and walnut B board that had the honeycomb?
Yeah.
What do you think I should have sold that for?
How big was that?
It was like 18 by 12, probably. Somewhere in that neighborhood.
It was inlay.
About 2 inches thick.
I would say you're probably looking at no, because it's an inlay. I would say $300.
And it wasn't 2 inches thick. It was like 1.25 inches thick. That one was one of the thinner ones.
$295.
Okay.
I agree. I agree with Pete. $275.
So I had all of my inlay boards.
I don't think I priced this one.
No. This was not a Dan thing. This was 100% a me thing, and I just gut reacted because I
$20.
Kind of.
Oh,
lady picks it up. She's like, "How much is this?" I'm like, $100. Okay.
She bought it right away though.
She bought it immediately, and I immediately was like, "I regret that. I don't want to. I don't want to sell it."
He pushes it into me, and he's like, "I need pictures of this. I haven't even got pictures of it yet." I'm like,
"Get your camera.
Yeah.
You're the professional." And then Dan
opens up his trunk, cracks the glass, pulls out the camera.
Dan proceeded to then just cell phone on top of the bench that we had.
This is a thing what's really tough, I think, is pricing. Because like I got so much feedback on like pricing my jigs, pricing, different things. And I would say my price for my jig, it's too cheap. I should be charging more. But a lot of times as you're pricing for yourself, not for what the market really can bear. And that's a hard thing because I think a lot of us woodworkers, we don't value our work as much as we should. It's simple.
I agree. And see, I also, when I'm doing stuff like this, I'm coming from the standpoint of I'm watching guys like Two Moose, and I'm watching these other creators that are selling these cutting boards for $400, $500, $600, like these massive. And I'm like, so I know that there is a market.
Mm-hmm.
This one is not the market for that. This is
a craft fair is not that kind of market.
It's one step above a flea market in terms of how people want to price.
Yeah, no, that's true because it all depends on the market.
And the one that we were at last week, here's the thing. Stellar craft fair. This is our first fall in this craft fair, and I snuck in spring of this year. So we are reestablishing, and we are slowly working our way to a better location. We are like down a hallway,
a smelly
down
hallway
by the pool,
by the locker rooms.
By locker rooms that holds on to smells. So people were also walking down, and right next to us was somebody selling candles, but not good ones.
Yeah, that was.
And so like everybody was smelling the mix of burning wood and shitty candles,
and locker room,
and locker room,
it's just
and
the
pool.
Mix.
So we were working our way towards a better spot at this specific show, but there's like
2027. We're gonna really nail that show.
Oh, Dan, I think we're gonna get it in next year. Because I was working it with the guy that manages this craft fair. I told him I'd prepay for the next, for all of 2026 if I could get a spot that I wanted. Showed him exactly where I wanted to be. The problem is they've got a 90% re-sign up rate where like they don't lose vendors. So, but that's the thing. There was like, Dan, what, 9 other woodworkers? We had another woodworker further up in our hall.
4 booths to our right. Yeah.
You passed another woodworker to get to us.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
Good
he
news
was, this guy's a jerk. We've run into him before, so I don't mind saying it, but we were undercutting him, so I don't care.
Oh, yeah.
It's not nice. Alex is a nice guy.
No, not this guy.
Well, I'm sure
That
you
is
guys will do good. I'm hoping for 2026 then for you guys.
Again, considering what we set up, what we were ready for, I think we did stellar. I mean, we're not doing Alex Duffy level like casino craft fairs, but for what Dan and I expected to do at craft fairs, this was great.
Our craft fairs are like 1-day events. They're, it's 5-6 hours usually.
It really feels like you've been talking about it for months.
And we do like, there's no way we've been talking about.
Shut up.
Yeah.
There's no way we've been talking about it for months. Last week was the first time we remembered that we had to do it. So,
by the way, I'm going to jump back on your pricing. Yeah. First of all, you're messing up on the pricing a lot. And it took me years to figure out how to price stuff. Like cutting boards, especially. Like other stuff, you can kind of figure it out. But cutting boards, like, well, this one's got walnut and Paducah in it. Well, this one's just like maple, whatever. This side is $20. And like, I would just like throw numbers out. Easiest way to do it. And it'll take a little math, little spreadsheet. Dan, take a nap. So all you do is take X, Y, Z. You get the board foot of your board. So let's go with the classic, right? We're going to do this live. We're doing it live. Classic size, 12 by 18 by 1.5, right? A nice, solid, stout, decent sized board. 12 by 18.
Home security.
Yeah. Are we talking edge grain, face grain?
Just straight like
end grain?
Face or edge, doesn't matter, but it's not end grain.
Not end grain.
Glued up pieces of wood, run it through the planer. So it fits a 735 or any lunchbox, right? 12 inches.
Bop it a boopy.
So 12 by 18 by 1.5 inches. That's 324 inches divided by 144, 2.25 square feet or board feet, right? That's your board feet. Times any kind of just edge grain, face grain glue up, times 65. That's my number. So times 65.
Where are you pulling this out of? Why 65?
That's the number. Hang on.
Why not 67?
Hang on, my guy.
Yeah, what about 67?
So times 65, that's $146 board. I think that's a pretty good price, right? That's pretty dead on for what it should be for that amount of wood. Now, when it's that size times end grain, I'm sorry, that size, but in end grain, I do times 85 to 100. So let's say 100 end grain board, 225. I think that's fair for that size board in an end grain. If you do it with, think of it that way, if you do an inlay, that's way more work. That's now 125. And that is a $281 board. Well, let's round it to 300. So like just apply that value and then everything basically by how much wood and how much work you're doing, you apply a different value. And if I'm using a lot of exotics in a certain board, it's instead of times 65, it's
throw
times
ones
70.
at it.
Yeah. And I literally just have like a little, here, I'm going to show you guys. I have a spreadsheet like this and it's just this X, Y, Z by this, that's my price. And I can change any one of them and just be like, you know what, this is going to be 75. And then I have my new price. It's $64 now. So it makes it really easy. So,
I'm just going to point out, Pete, Dan, so we have been complaining about, or not complaining, we've been talking about selling cutting boards at craft fairs for like, I don't know, the entire time we've been friends with Pete.
Always.
And he's apparently had a spreadsheet that never thought, hey guys, I could solve your problem. He just thought.
If you listen back to the Duffy episode, I'm pretty sure I talked about this.
I don't think so.
I
would
remember
that.
I think you guys should take that spreadsheet.
Because here's the thing.
No,
at the end of the day,
I price by the heart.
Dan does.
I do what feels right.
I just make cutting boards
Your
once
heart
a
will
year.
betray you.
Just simply to
I'm making money.
I get rid of all my scraps. They're all different. People that make the same board all the time, God bless you. I can't do that. I just make them out of scraps because also if I bring them home, anytime somebody, new house, birthday, whatever, they're getting a board, they're getting a tray, they're getting an ornament.
They're
I'm just
getting a
pulling them
cutting
out of
board
that
and
tub.
they're gonna like it.
Yeah, like I'm just pulling. I know it's your 6 month, 6 month, or 6th one, mom, but you're gonna love it. That's just the easiest way to do it because you're just getting rid of stuff, but then you can also give it as a gift.
Hey, speaking of cutting boards, Pete, what's on your bench?
It's cutting boards.
Oh yeah. By the way, no, I'm prepping for this week's craft fair, so I've been doing cutting boards and whiskey smokers.
They sell.
Holidays.
I did, and we don't have to go that deep into it because now we're just rambling at this point. But I did actually pick up. I had an artist that was referred to me that needs some stuff for a installation. They do ceramics, and so I'm going to be doing some laser work for them on some displays. And then from there, I'm also going to be doing some display developing for them. And then from there, they also want possibly a logo sign. So I'm going to be finding my creative outlet through here. By the way, Dan, I need to come pick up the laser pecker tomorrow. So just a heads up. Because of all of the tools that I have, none of them will fit the pieces that I need for this this job. And he's dropping them off tomorrow.
As long as you don't forget to bring it to the craft fair.
I was gonna say, I will see you the next day, so I can get it back to you pretty quick.
No, I'm not saying I need it. We need it at the craft fair.
It's
I gotta pick up one of those guys, one of those small.
Yeah, I should probably make content for that company.
Yeah, so we can get a second one. I love that laser pecker. It is stellar.
Yeah, and it's the 2, and they've already got like a 5 out.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
The only downside to it is if you want to like create stuff in their app, you can connect to the laser without being like logged in to your pecker profile or whatever you want to call it.
Pecker file.
No. Move on.
it won't let you do any design. Like you can't type in a name or anything to laser without being peckered in. And that's very challenging to reset your password when you're at a craft fair with really bad Wi-Fi and like 30 people like, hey, I want 18 different versions of the Husker logo and the 90s Denver Broncos. By the way, we've done nothing but copied it off the internet. And you can tell that at one point it was a transparency because it's got the checkerboard in the background. But not this version. It's a screenshot. Suck it. Braden, figure it out. By the way, Dan, stop telling everybody we do free personalization.
Yeah,
I hate it.
Shut up.
And the best part about it was I had to give him my phone every time too because his phone wouldn't work and he had to run everything off my phone.
Yeah, we've started to figure it out. So
he would just shove my phone in my face, unlock this.
Dan was logged in, so I was doing the like on the spot Photoshop using the apps on my phone, texting them to Dan, taking Dan's phone, putting it through the laser, and then turning around to my iPad to check people out, all on the shittiest Wi-Fi on earth. That's what's on my bench. Pete, what are you doing?
Hey, remember when we were going to do a quick what's on the bench?
Yeah, and then you decide to show us spreadsheets.
You brought this on yourself. I'm working on cutting boards. I went against my every like fiber of my being, and instead of chamfers or champas, I did a bunch of roundovers. I hate them all. I hate them.
Bless you.
Oh, so
I can't
gross.
believe that you
Disgusting.
have such horrible taste and we're still
Just
friends.
gross.
Roundovers
So
for life,
gross.
baby. Roundovers
Anyways,
for life.
I've been sanding and I've been popping grain. Actually, I have those wooden CNC'd out like wooden stands for my cutting boards for the shows.
Mhm.
And I'm like, oh, instead of like daintily placing all the cutting boards on their edge to let them dry out after water popping, I'm like, I have these stands, you idiot. So I just set those up all over the shop.
Oh, that's a good
I have
idea.
boards. Yeah, I just have them all over the shop, just drying. Although
Dan, ours are MDF.
I,
Oh yeah, that's not a good idea.
I do the 50-50 water with alcohol actually it's more. It's like 75% alcohol and water. So when you pop the grain, in like 5 minutes, they're completely dry.
When Pete
Are you
says
telling
alcohol,
us-
he means Everclear.
I was gonna say, so Pete's spilling beer all over his shop.
Yeah. No, it's ranch water or whatever. Cowboy water.
The
or
alcohol of his people.
Waterloo. So I've just been working on that, and because you guys, I've been having an issue with that big laser, so I was gonna engrave or cut more ornaments, but I looked at my stock from last year, and because I made like double of the year before, and I'm pretty good. So I'm just not gonna make any new ornaments. I'm gonna make some other stuff on a CNC for the show, but as soon as these cutting boards are done, I'm kind of free to try a different project. Braden, I might be reaching out to you to do some inlays. I want to try that, so I will let you know.
That's
it.
Stellar.
That is
he's just got a one button thing he does. It's not that impressive.
I have the same software, but I got to figure out which button it is.
I was gonna say, Pete has actually downloaded the software. By the way, Dan, have you downloaded the software?
Nope.
Do it tomorrow.
All right. Well, that's my bench. Let's get into some questions. We just have two quick questions.
God.
Well, that wasn't me. Anyways.
Ask and wait, don't be coy. Time for the questions with the AWP boys.
Oh, Black Betty.
All right. We've got some questions. So, first one's from Alex Adams.
Hey, guys. I've got a question for you about oscillating spindle sanders. Specifically, the Wen brand one that I have that I can also switch over to an oscillating belt sander. The issue that I'm having is that I'm getting some rounding over on the edge that I'm sanding, even though I'm pressing the workpiece onto the work surface so that it's nice and square against the sanding surface. So I'm curious if you think this is something that is inherent with this particular design regardless of brand, or if you think it's a scenario where you get what you pay for with the brand that you buy.
Do you think he's been sanding on it for so long that the plastic behind the paper
has worn in? Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
That's crazy.
That or the sandpaper needs to be tighter. Or the table's not flat, but I think the Wen one is a solid. You can't. I don't know much about the Wen sand table or the Wen's spindle sander. I can't talk.
The fact that he's getting it around over is, I would go with what you first said.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it does go up and down. It does do the bevel table as well. So,
yeah, I mean, I have a Jet one spindle sander, and it never had an issue.
Yeah, I think it's kind of an issue of you get what you pay for sort of thing.
I want someone to make the belt spindle combo, but like out of cast iron with a good motor. Like just one of these please, I'll pay.
You're
double.
Asking for too much.
I know. They all suck. But I think I think you're right. I think it's just like not dented, but worn away behind it.
Sounds like it.
I don't know. It's Wen, so
Yeah.
You get what you went for, right? Braden, any thoughts on this?
I mean, dude, if you're in Omaha, bring something, and I have one of the Triton ones that's the exact same thing, including the same exact orange plastic, and you can test it and see if it's yours or if it's the violence and inherent in the system.
Dude, they literally are the same thing. I'm looking at it now.
Dude, yeah, they're all the same.
Huh. Like the Wen and the Triton literally look the same. It's kind of crazy. I like listen, I've killed a couple of those rigid ones, but used
the crap out of yours.
Yeah, that like basically every sanding or every one of those ice climbing tool jobs, I get like one and a half jobs. You're using it like a
giant manufacturing plant when it's for a home DIYer.
By the way,
are you using it more for an edge sander? Or
yes, it's because it's for the specific job that I do, where it's plywood Baltic birch, aluminum Baltic birch, and the Baltic birch is proud of the wood, so we use it to get it to the edge. So at some point it starts hitting metal too, to get everything nice and smooth. And it's a lot of material removing, and I've literally burned out now to this date 4 motors.
I would suggest I have a classic Powermatic green edge sander.
See, that's what I want. I want a big edge sander. But the thing is, we go from flat into the spindle as one move almost, because it's a curve.
You can get those. How
wide is that one?
Mine. It's a vertical one that goes flat. Yeah, so mine's not the side.
Yeah, I need that like flat reference table for it.
Yeah, but this thing's a beast. And I would say if I had to ever, I got it out of a garage that someone was moving and just gave it to me. So like, but it's just a super simple motor. And I would say I've seen the newer version of it. I would go for that.
Yeah, honestly, I like the one rigid one that I have right now is I smell the magic smoke and I've seen it. I just need to get a new one. But here's the thing. They swapped it out at Home Depot each time, which has been nice. Just this last time, they like gave me no receipt or anything. And I'm like, you know what? I'll pay for another one. I've gotten $1,000 worth of this one tool already for my 250. I'll just pay for a new one when I need it again.
Least I can do for a small mom and pop joint like this. It's fine.
Yeah.
Go to Facebook Marketplace. Maybe you'll find something there.
Oh, I will not buy that tool used ever. Yeah.
No, not that. A nice higher end one.
Oh yeah, it's just space. It's space. Space is the big limiter. Each time I do that job, I like buy a new tool. And actually, so what I was gonna say, someone turned me on to a triple, like not belt, but like a flap disc sander.
Yeah,
they're about 10 to 12 inches each. It's a 3-stage. That's what they use.
Was that the thing that Lee used?
No. So he's got the Grizzly that's like 2 side by side. This is literally 3. It's $800 and it's on Temu or Alibaba, one of those.
Oh,
but he's like, dude, you can buy it with full confidence. We've been using this for years. It's amazing. It saves so much time because they take stuff off the CNC and they literally just go 1, 2, 3,
Really?
and then it's ready to go out.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, Dan's suddenly interested. Look at that.
Okay.
I'll send you the link to it. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, Alex, you're doing it wrong. That's the answer. Like, check if you literally put a dent in the thing. I don't know why it would.
Yeah, I would check behind the paper to see if there's a groove.
Yeah, if not, then sell it on Marketplace and buy something. Buy the same thing again, but newer and better.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next question is from Sarah Goldstein from Rosie's Woodshop.
Do you post the same stuff on your TikTok and Instagram? I feel like they are 2 completely different platforms for me. Rosie's Woodshop.
What do you boys think?
Depends on the day. Really, my main focus is Instagram, but like a lot of the stuff I post on TikTok or YouTube Shorts, it's all stuff I posted on Instagram before. So I don't make specific content for each platform. I make one piece of content and it's either going to go to Instagram or TikTok or all 3 or whatever. I don't do anything specific for each platform. Too much time.
This is interesting. Yeah. So for me, this is really interesting because I'm a YouTuber through and through, and that's where my audience is, which I know is, I guess they say it's the hardest one to get, but I can't. My Instagram is just me, quick, raw. I don't care. If you want to see what's going on, I just pop a video. But if I'm on YouTube, it's curated, it's well done. Sometimes I'll take things, but I very rarely, unless it's a really good thing I put on Instagram, I'll move it over to my YouTube channel. It's just more of a storytelling platform for me. And audience loyalty with my Instagram is more like my Instagram's more like you really care about me, you watch me. I mean, it's small. I don't have many followers on Instagram. It's nothing. But like YouTube is like more professional. That's how I see it. I don't care about TikTok. I should. I don't. Go ahead.
Do you do YouTube Shorts at all?
Oh yeah, they do really well. I mean, I can get.
Do you post the same sort of content on YouTube Shorts that you would on Instagram?
Not always, no. If I do, if I make a short, it's very strategic in what I'm making and the message I'm sending. And I know I can get anywhere from 2,000 to 5,000 views on a YouTube short. I understand it really, really well. With Instagram, I've put the same thing on and it's got 100. So yeah. I know my YouTube audience really well in the shorts that go well with YouTube. Instagram, I've tried exactly the same thing and it just goes nowhere. Like one video I posted, it hit 20,000 views on YouTube shorts and it hit maybe 400, 1,000 on Instagram. And Instagram has limited me. I can't grow beyond 4,000 followers on Instagram. Doesn't matter what I do. YouTube, if I feed the YouTube shorts, I grow. It's they care about growth. They care about pushing and getting your audience and watching your stuff. Instagram, I think, just wants you to pay to play, or you have to be at a certain level or a threshold where they'll start pushing your stuff, or you and plus, I mean, I don't make anything on YouTube, and YouTube's just like me fooling around, like, oh, you want to know about what my shop is? And it's more raw, I guess, if that makes sense. And TikTok, I've deleted my TikTok several times and started it over again. I don't know. I'm just not a TikTok. I don't think that's where woodworkers are. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Braden?
I create the piece of content in CapCut. I download it. I post it on every single platform that I have access to, and then I walk away because in the end, none of it matters. And I'm just here to make people giggle.
Yeah.
And then I repost it and then repost it.
I feel like I'm in that camp now. I just make I focus on Instagram, and then that gets posted to Facebook, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok. But for a while, when I was first getting into TikTok, I was treating TikTok like the fun platform, and then Instagram more like the actual like show and tell or whatever. So I thought of TikTok as Instagram stories content. You know, sometimes you record a story and you go, that was pretty good. I should make that a post. You know, we've all done that. And I feel like that's where I was actually curating a little bit. I would throw stuff on TikTok that wouldn't go on Instagram. Then I'm like, it's all content, idiot, do it. You know, so I just would post it everywhere. But I feel like Instagram's a lot loosey-goosier. And I've actually seen there is a woodworking community that is TikTok born that does not know the Instagram woodworking community. And vice versa. Absolutely. Brandon was one of the Brandon from Cross and Miter. He's someone that's crossed over into the Workbench Con crowd or whatever, that they don't know about the stuff we go into. They're TikTok woodworkers. Like I would see them they would do lives like every other day as a group. And I'm like, I don't know a single one of these people. I would check out their accounts and they're massive. But they're either not on YouTube or not on Instagram or whatever. Like it's almost like a separate group. And that was the first time I was like, oh, this isn't everyone. There's like the people we know, the Jason Hibbs, Sam, the big accounts we know. Not everyone knows them. Some people have different, big accounts that they follow, that they grew up with. And then the Instagram woodworkers the TikTok woodworkers, that's different crowd. I don't know. They're weird.
I think to really answer that question really is like, what's your purpose for the platform? Like even within YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok, like my platform, all my traffic is 80% of all my YouTube traffic is search. Instagram, are you search or browse or like, are they followers? I think that matters a lot in the type of content you're posting, because if you're posting for search to solve a problem, your Instagram, people aren't searching Instagram. They're just browsing. So
Instagram has the worst freaking search for any kind of content ever.
Oh, yeah.
TikTok is phenomenal. If I'm ever like, oh, how do I do this? Or how do I look up this recipe? I search it on TikTok first before I even go into Google.
That's interesting. So I might move some of my stuff over to TikTok. But yeah,
keep up with the times.
TikTok has a good search function.
Yeah,
it really does.
If I need to find a meme video, straight to TikTok.
I'll tell you what though, the Instagram crowd of woodworkers was pissed when Dan and I did that thing with the table saw. We go over and we try and do a TikTok dance at the same time and post on TikTok. They are going to explode.
I posted it on TikTok. They didn't like it over there either.
Well, that's because we didn't do a TikTok dance.
Did you try?
That's true. Yeah, no TikTok dance.
What about YouTube Shorts?
No,
I ain't got that kind of thick skin.
Yeah, YouTube too many people are trying to teach things and be serious over there, and we were not ready for everybody to correct us.
It's entertainment too. I watch garbage all the time. Most of you guys, but
Dan and I get bored sometimes, and we'll rage bait the internet. Because what's the worst that happens?
What's the worst that can happen?
According to the people on Instagram, we die.
On TikTok, that table saw video has 729,000 views.
That's not quite the 1.2 million we got on Instagram.
On Instagram, that's up to 1.6.
See, that's the annoying thing. Like, now those are rookie numbers too. They used to mean something.
See, but at the end of the day, it's like, I don't necessarily want watch. I mean, unless watch is getting you monetized or giving you a lot of money, it's either a following that's loyal. There's many reasons.
But if you're looking to grow, you got to keep posting. Always be posting.
You do.
Well,
yeah.
And if you think about it from like, a partnership, like a marketing partnership perspective,
yeah,
those types of metrics are important to a lot of brands that don't spend all of their time in, how to be an influencer. They just care about exposure of their brand. Mm-hmm. You can get me the exposure. This is a good marketing move for us. So it really just depends, like you said, depends on what the heck you want to do and what any of this is worth.
Does it? So to answer the question, I think, does it hurt? Absolutely not. Do it. But it is good to have a business strategy for what you're doing for each platform. Mm-hmm. And it differs for everyone in what you're trying to do, because even in the maker world, sometimes, like, I'm trying to get out of search. I want to be browsed because I'm trying to build a more loyal following of people who watch me consistently, returning viewers. But that's very hard to change the algorithm and viewership. I have to start basically all over. So just think about that, because that takes years to build up.
Yep. All right. I think that's all the questions. That's all we got.
That's it.
That's it, baby. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much, Philip, for joining us. This was awesome. This is good information. If you guys have more questions, where can they find you?
You can find me on YouTube at Miller Made Workshop, and also on Instagram, same handle, Miller Made Workshop, and also on TikTok at Miller Made Workshop.
Find him on Snapchat.
I'm on there. I'm not Snapchatting, but yeah, you can check me out there. Also, my website, Miller Made Workshop, and also Miller Hardware and Tools, where you can check out the jig. And if you're interested in also checking out that Cutlist Maker app, it's a cutlistmaker.com. So check it all out.
Love it. Love it. Thank you for joining us. And I want to give a little info for everyone, a heads up that next weekend, the 23rd of November, we are going to be doing a patron call. Right, Braden and Dan?
That's not next weekend. That's the weekend after.
Sorry, the 16th. We're going to be doing the 16th. Thank you. I was looking at the wrong week. The 16th, we are going to be doing our patron call, 6 p.m. Eastern. And all the information is going to be, of course, in Discord and Patreon, so you guys will see it there. And we're looking forward to seeing all you patrons and your beautiful faces on Zoom.
Hugs and kisses.
Yeah. And huge shout out to our sponsors, WTB Woodworking. Go check out for your chance to win the lathe. It's WTBwoodworking.com/giveaway. And of course, go check out Gorilla Glue as well. Use code AWP for the exact same amount. And we have a thing that we're giving away. That's right. Braden, real quick.
That's right.
Drill press guide.
We're giving away the hands-free akimbo drill press guide from Rockler, valued at anywhere from $219.99 to $8 million, depending on.
Ulysses S. Rockler actually signed it, so you know.
Ooh,
yeah.
Depends on who signed it. Also, huge shout out to all of our patrons. You help us keep this ship straight and narrow, straight
like an arrow.
That's the thing.
Straro.
If you want to help us out, you can join us over on Patreon, patreon.com/anotherwoodshop podcast, or simply go to iloveawp.com. If you don't want to help us out financially, that's fine. We get it. I wouldn't want to help us either. You could help us by sharing the show. That doesn't cost you a dime, but it sure helps us and makes us feel good.
Right on. All right, guys. Well, this is a great one. We'll see you all next week. Love you all. Bye, 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 bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Love you long time.
Love you long time.